The Pixel 7 and 7 Pro come with the usual chipset upgrade, a camera tweak here or there, and a refined design, on top of a handful of software novelties. The other new bit is the chipset. The tailor-made Tensor G2 comes with some new CPU cores and a new GPU, as well as who knows exactly how many under-the-hood improvements, but is still manufactured on a 5nm process, when competitors are at 4nm. Google found the flagship path again last year, after getting sidetracked with the Pixel 5 in 2020. The Pixel 6 and 6 Pro brought back the premium build and high-end specs, obviously, the Pro more so than the vanilla. There's no need for further disruption in 2022. Evolution will do. Indeed, the Pixel 7 Pro is overall physically very similar to the previous generation. The large form factor handset with curved edges front and back is a tried and true formula across numerous brands. But the Pixel-specific camera assembly on the back, the visor as some call it, makes it uniquely recognizable as the Google phone. It's precisely the visor that is among the few new design touches this time around. Now an integral part of the aluminum midframe, the camera protrusion promises to be more durable than last year's glass-covered implementation. That is to say, less prone to breaking, but not so to scratching. The internet is filled with reports of users already having nicked the visor. The exposed parts of the aluminum skeleton, together with the visor, are polished to a glossy finish on the Pixel 7 Pro, in a color to complement the rear panel's hue. Our review unit's colorway goes by Obsidian, and even if you'd be quick to default to labeling it black, it's more of a dark gray. Regardless of colorway, the Gorilla Glass Victus rear panel will inevitably get covered in fingerprints. Our Snow Pixel 7 is good at masking them, but the Obsidian 7 Pro shows them a little more prominently. The Pixel 7 Pro carry an IP68 rating for submersion down to 1.5 meter, for as much as 30 minutes. Over on the display side, the 6.7-inch curved edge OLED display is surrounded by a minimal black border. Depending on how you look at it, the top one can be considered as thin as the side ones, while the chin is marginally thicker. A thin slit above the display spans more than half the width of the phone seems like overkill for an earpiece. Even one that doubles as a speaker, though it's so slim you won't be seeing it too much. The Pixel 7 Pro uses an under-display fingerprint reader. It's positioned high enough to not require grip adjustment of any sort or make us feel like it poses a risk for dropping the phone like some of the especially low-positioned frame rate per second. The Pixel 7 Pro is equipped with a 6.7-inch OLED display with all the bells and whistles you expect from a top-end phone. It's got a 1440x3120 px resolution in a 19.5:9 aspect for a 512p pixel density. The LTPO panel supports up to 120 Hz refresh rate, and it should be able to ramp down to 10 Hz depending on the use case. Google promises 1000 nits full screen brightness and 1500 nits peak for a 5% lit up area. In our standardized testing lighting up a 75% area of the screen, we measured 1090 nits with the adaptive brightness enabled, and 588 nits when adjusting the brightness manually. By the way, for kicks and giggles, we did test the display with just a 10% patch of white and measured 1462 nits, essentially confirming Google's 1500 nit claim. Color reproduction is handled in a very straightforward manner on the Pixel 7 Pro. A mic is also to be found here, but that one is just the usual pinhole, nothing remotely bothersome. The SIM slot is on the left side of the handset, and it would take a single nano SIM card. On the bottom is where you'll find the USB-C slot. The main loudspeaker left and right spread out the good sound. In the test that sound is good and loudness quality very nice. The Pixel 7 Pro is, of course, running the latest Android 13, which leads us to the next big advantage: updates. Google Pixel phones offer the fastest Android updates on the market, and the company promises at least 3 years of major Android updates. and 5 years of security patches. The other new bit is the chipset. The tailor-made Tensor G2 comes with some new CPU cores and a new GPU, as well as who knows exactly how many under the hood improvements. The Google Pixel 7 series is powered by the 2nd gen in-house Tensor chip, and when we say in-house, we mean that it's designed by Google's engineering team and tailored to the Pixel's needs. It's co-developed with Samsung, and it comes out of Samsung's factory manufacturing 5nm 5LP chips. The GPU is new now. The Mali G710 MP7 sits behind the wheel, promising gains in the graphics department compared to last year's model. The MP7 designation is 3 fewer than the Mali G710 MC10 in the Dimensity 9000, and fewer can't be better in this context. One of the most interesting features involves calling and speech. Call screening, for example, lets Google's voice assistant take the call for you and even let you know what the call is all about. When calling a service or a business that requires you to select options using the dial pad, the assistant will transcribe all options, which the robot lists on the screen, and let you choose. The AI can also extract text and images on the go. In the Recent Apps menu, you will find 2 buttons, one for screenshot and one called Select. Once you tap it, you can select, copy, share, or select text from the screen, even if it's an image. You can even extract images using this feature. Interestingly, selection also works in the default Recent Apps menu with a tap and hold action. In the default Recent Apps menu with a tap and hold action, blurry photos in the default Gallery app, which is still Google's Photos app, can be easily fixed using machine learning algorithms. Let's just say that your mileage will vary with this one. As I show you the picture, it is not good. But the AI can do this. Photo can be smooth and better quality in 10 seconds only. The Pixel 7 Pro's battery is specified at 5000 mAh, and if you're particularly obsessed with detail, you could consider that a downgrade compared to the Pixel 6 Pro's 5003 mAh capacity. The primary camera sensor is most likely the Samsung GN1. The lens here will get you 5x zoom to an EXIF reported equivalent focal length of 117mm. This lens is stabilized too and has an f3.5 aperture. The camera app will always default to the camera photo mode. From left to right, the shooting modes are night sight, motion, portrait, camera, video, and modes, which lets you access the panorama, photosphere, and Google Lens modes.